So, have either of you seen G.I. Jane 1?
Man, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. I
Yes.
feel like I saw a little bit of it, or I kind of remember.
Well, based off a couple days ago, apparently G.I. Jane 2 is coming out, and apparently it slaps.
Man, you were wilding. It's crazy, man. Seeing that, I didn't see it live, but I did catch it probably about 30 seconds right after it took place. And I'm actually smoking with one of my homeboys and his wife, and they invited a couple people over. Nothing major, right? And it's actually one of my frat brothers. He was sitting down, and he's on his phone. Next thing I know, he's like, "Hey," because we were watching the game or watching sports or whatever. He's like, "Hey, turn it to the Oscars." I was like, "What?" So we popped it on there. He's like, "Yeah, Will Smith just slapped the shit out of Chris Rock." So I was like, "All right, let me see what's going on, man." So tell me, what do y'all think? I mean, was that real or what?
So there's a bunch of conspiracy theories out there, right? Some people say it's staged, fake. Look, man, long story short, you don't slap a man, first of all. Second of all, Will put Chris in an untenable position. That is the equivalent to a predator picking out the sick one in the herd, thinking like he calculated in his mind, like, I can go do this because Chris ain't gonna be willing to go there with me, given the position that he's holding. And like, in all actuality, right? Like Chris Rock we can't have a fist fight at the Oscars, right? Like,
If it was real.
The bigger picture of it is we can't afford to do that right now. Those of us regular folks who don't have that type of money on the line and that type of prestige, most of us regular people are like, no, Will wouldn't have got off the stage.
We'll get into that. We'll definitely get into that.
We'll welcome our guest Niyyah to the show. She is the
Thank you.
welcome. Power of social media again.
Yeah, for sure.
She is the host of the upcoming podcast SMS Sensei. And obviously we're going to dig into it obviously in a little bit, but obviously, given the current event of the time, the slap heard around the world.
Yes.
You as a woman, and everyone's, how you say it, the cool thing about it is everyone's got a different perspective on it, right? But you as a woman in a relationship, what were your original or authentic, organic feelings once you saw it?
Originally, I thought, yay,
Mm-hmm.
if it's real, thank you, Will Smith, standing up for your woman.
Mm-hmm.
Props. Then the second thought was, if it's fake, it's fucked up, in my opinion.
So I do think it's fake. I have a hard time believing. I don't care how brawny you are or how frail you are. I have a hard time believing that anyone would just allow someone to slap you on stage and be cool with it and kind of rub it off. Now, there's people out there that are going to say, yo, Chris Rock was taken off guard. He didn't know that was going to happen or whatever it is. But like you said at the very beginning, like, you're not going to allow just somebody to walk up on you and slap the taste out your mouth in front of all these people. And by the way, you're on live national TV. I think it was staged. I definitely think. Here's the deal. Over the last however many years, the Oscars they've been struggling for ratings.
Absolutely.
I fervently believe that it was staged. Now, whether or not it was supposed to play out the way it did is a whole different story, but I do feel like it was staged. It's a hard pill for me to swallow to think that he just accepted that. Now, to what you're saying, Niyyah, yeah, I mean, every man should be standing up for his woman, right? So I do applaud him in that effort. And the commentary that took place afterwards when he was like, "Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth," there was some venom there.
I felt it.
Yeah, there was some venom there.
I saw it in his face, in his neck. So that's why I believed it. Saying I believed in that moment that he really felt that. Again, if it was real, I'm cool. I appreciate it. I don't know that the slap was necessary. I don't know what else he could have done. I felt like that was kind of, I don't know.
I hate to go against the grain of you two, right? But I don't. Well, first of all, kudos to him winning the award, right?
Was it real? I want to know that.
I believe it was real.
Okay.
I believe it was real. The whole thing of people saying Santa for his woman. Look, we've all seen Red Table, all that stuff, right? For the past 18 months, 2 years, however long it's been, all of their issues between the two of them, that being Will and Jada, have been played out on the street.
Yeah.
Which anybody who's married will tell you, whenever you have an issue with your spouse, you keep that between you and your spouse. There's a reason they tell you that. Will's been the butt of a lot of jokes. on multiple levels, right? And I get it, he's on this journey and all this stuff, but that ain't got nothing to do with Chris Rock making a joke. Like, what's...
But it does, though.
Hold on. Let me finish, right? Will's anger is really directed at his wife.
Facts.
That is the... I don't care what he can talk about, protecting family, protecting... That ain't got nothing to do with that. What it really is, it's a buildup of him being the butt of jokes, and I guess he decided that he wanted to be a tough guy, wasn't taking it anymore. But your real issue is with the woman you claim you're sorry, not claim to be, the woman you're married to, right? Like, okay, the entanglements. Look, call it what it is. You were sleeping with another dude who wasn't your husband, right? It's not an entanglement. Like, you're having an affair, okay, in the house that you and your husband shared at one point.
Is it an affair if the husband knows?
I thought it was open. I thought they were open.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Well, I mean, you're bringing it up.
That's
why I'm saying.
Well, hey.
It's
one of those things. What's that?
Is it an affair?
Whatever term you want to put on it. Clearly, it wasn't kosher. I'll put it like that, right?
It pinched the nerve,
right? So, then every time you turn around, she's it's a letter from Tupac this and my history with Tupac that.
My goodness, I would be too.
Well, the thing about it is, but you're married to me, so like, hey, why is this now? Like, if you felt this way, like, and I'm sure hopefully they've had these conversations, but. Again, everything between a husband and a wife is not for public consumption.
True.
Like at a certain point, he should have went to her and said, "Hey, I understand you got this cool platform, great, but the issues you and I are still working on, because clearly they're still working on it. That needs to be between you and me, and maybe our therapist. Because at this point, the way she's been going, why not just videotape their therapy sessions and put that out there on the Red Table Talk? Like, we can't play this card of I'm protecting my wife because she hadn't been concerned about protecting you."
Well, I think what you're saying, there's a lot of truth to, right? However, we know that no one is in their bedroom or behind closed doors with.
Well, we know who is. I'm just, all jokes aside, right?
Sadness.
I'm gonna call Will.
I'm right here. I do not care. But like, in all actuality, right? Like, what's a bigger offense? A man making a off-color joke about your wife's hair or whatnot, which clearly I don't believe Chris Rock knew about her alopecia condition. Like, I don't believe that Chris Rock is that mean-spirited. What's a bigger offense? Him making a joke at the Oscars. He's a comedian. He's there to bust people's chops. Or the man who was sleeping with your wife. And, on top of that, your son is out here tweeting, "That's how we do it." Well, what kind of son are you to where your friend's in the house sleeping with your mom, but now all of a sudden, now you want to go ride for your dad? Where was that loyalty at when all this was going on? That's what I'm saying. The part that bothers me is, like, today's the day we decided we've had enough, and now we want to be a tough guy. Like I told you before we started, he picked the sick antelope out of the herd to go there with, and he calculated in his mind, Chris is going to be in a position where he can't go there with me. When 50 Cent was roasting him on Instagram and everyone else has had jokes, he hasn't had nothing to say. He hasn't rolled up on anybody physically. Like, no, you get no points for that, for slapping a man. And just as a man, you don't slap another man. Like, you don't slap another man without there being some consequences. Chris Rock is a better man than me, because that'd been me. Will wouldn't have got off the stage.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have just told the people who would play the outro music going to commercial, hey, there won't be no more show. The rest of y'all can clear out of here if that's what you choose to. But we're not coming back from commercial.
What do you think?
I feel like Beyonce said it best when she sang, "I love a big ego." And I feel like that's where it all stems from. I can't imagine what else is causing him to feel this way in public when, like you said, everything else has been played out there. Everybody else knows what's going on.
So
why is the anger there?
No, I
That's
I think what Mo said is spot on. Like, I mean, I'm tired of being the butt of all jokes. Y'all don't know what's going on the inside of our marriage.
You're a celebrity.
Yada.
Well, the problem is we do know what's going on. That's the issue.
But we don't, because we only are privy to what they share. We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. They could have had those conversations, but I don't think it was really about.
It wasn't about Chris Rock. He just happened to be collateral damage, unfortunately.
However, when you started talking about his wife's or Jada's hair, right, and making fun of that, it wasn't that y'all had an entanglement. He was talking about her hair, and I think that was the straw that broke the camel's back. And I 100% agree with you. If that were The Rock up there, or if it was Denzel or anybody else, I don't think that Will would have gone up there and done that, right? I think it was the perfect quote unquote victim for the situation.
It's just, I mean, I've been thinking about it all day. Like, man, like he really went up there and slapped that man in front of the whole world. Like, there's again, you know, what's a more egregious crime? Him making fun of your wife's haircut, which, okay, was a joke slightly off color, yeah, but it wasn't like he was talking underneath her clothes or
I
anything
didn't
like
really
that.
even get it, to be honest.
There is a movie out, right?
Well, G.I. Jane 2.
It was just a joke.
It's
No,
coming out, right? Or
no, it's just a
3.
joke.
Oh,
It was two. He was just a joke.
it
He
was
was just
just a joke.
he was just a joke because
Okay,
Demi Moore
okay.
shaved her head for G.I.
Right,
He's just
right,
making a
right.
joke, right? Exactly.
Right.
He's just making a joke. So what's more egregious? That or the fact she was carrying on with another dude and that, like, let's be real about it here.
Or the
you picked an easy mark to be a tough guy with. Period.
So-
Period.
because he didn't go after 50.
It's not
That's what
about
you're saying.
not
Basically.
Even, well, there's part of it, but it's just come on, man. Like if you were that
So what
upset
should he
about
have
it,
done? Should he just
hey,
been a duck and let it roll off his back?
I saw somebody who I have a lot of respect for. They say, hey, if you were really that upset, that bent about it, hey, when we go to commercial, hey, Chris, can I go talk to you in a room, just me and you? Hey, look, I'm upset or I feel a certain way. Hey, you don't know my wife's dealing with this, and I guarantee you, Chris Rock would have been like, man, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, I apologize, but you put him in an untenable position.
All right, so a lot of people, at this point, everybody's seen the footage, right? Will laughs initially. He gets that side eye from his wife, and that's when he goes into action. I mean, and the first thing you said is you applaud him if he's doing it to defend his wife, right?
Because I saw her face, and at first she was like, like whatever. But then, I mean, I guess you saw a side eye. I didn't see it.
You didn't see her
I
look at him like,
Oh, she definitely cut her eyes at
like,
him.
I just thought
you
she
gonna let
just
him
looked
talk
up.
to me like that?
Yeah, see,
And that was the whole thing where if you watch it, it's about a half a second to maybe a second and a half,
Yeah.
and then he gets up.
she gave him the look, and then he, as I saw it put today, he hit Chris, so she didn't hit him, which
Dang.
sad, but if it's the truth. If you go back and watch the video, like Will laughed, and then you can just see like, a second later she cut her eyes at him, like essentially she was saying like, oh, you gonna let him do that? But it's like, well, hell, for the past 18 months, 2 years, you've been airing me out in public. Now, neither one of them are saints inside their marriage, right? Like this is all at this point is public knowledge. But
I haven't heard anything about Will.
well, you go back and watch the Red Table stuff or whatever. Like they've made it very clear that they have explored outside of their marriage, but on both sides of the fence, right? Again, things that happen between a husband and wife should probably stay between the husband and wife. The conversation should have been had a long time ago. Hey, I get it. You got a platform. You have an audience. But the stuff you and I are working on probably should stay between you and I.
All right, so quickly, let's just say that Chris Rock was not talking about the entanglement, and that he was more so
He's making a joke about her hair.
a joke and making light of her hair. If that's the situation and has zero to do with the entanglement, are we good with the response?
No.
Do y'all feel like, because I heard this and this never crossed my mind. A lot of people are talking about, oh, black on black, and you know, this is going to taint the Oscars and this, that, and third. I didn't even look at it as black on black, right? I mean, obviously it is. I just looked at it as two actors, entertainers,
Role models.
role models. I don't know if Chris Rock's a role model,
Well,
but
Depends
So-
on who you are.
If you want to take it to a deeper level, right? For the longest, especially people in our age group, people for the longest, like, you know, the couple's goals, or the marriage, the people's, we want to be together like Will and Jada, or Barack and Michelle. And so all this stuff has come out, and it's like, if you really believe in the tenets of marriage, what they have gone and tried to redefine as marriage, that ain't how it's supposed to be. Like, when you say those vows, forsake all others, like, their version of it is that's not real. And all this is now coming to pass, if you will. Look, you stand up there before God and marry a woman and all this stuff. There's no real world where you're cool with the fact that she was sleeping with another man, just like she was not cool with him sleeping with other women. Again, this all should have been worked out between those two, and it probably should have never been public consumption. But nevertheless, she developed a platform, and that was her launching point for all this.
But this conversation is more about the them stepping outside their marriage. I don't think that's what that was.
No, this is a
Couple
build up.
weeks
I mean,
ago.
I haven't read all of Will's book, but in his documentary, he talks about how he witnessed domestic violence in his house. He's been on this journey, and I get all that. He's got a lot of stuff pent up that he's trying to work out. Everyone goes through stuff in life. I get it, but he just picked an easy mark to get out a moment of frustration, and he's tired of being the butt of jokes, whatever. But that's not the way you handle that.
So you mentioned, I want to pivot a little bit and talk about his acceptance speech when he won best whatever. I don't even know what the word. Obviously, it was directed, or he did a really good job of targeting who he wanted the message to go out to. What are your thoughts on his acceptance speech?
I missed it.
You didn't see it?
Unfortunately.
All right. So what are your thoughts?
It was a crock. He realized at one point, once he calmed down, I'm sure between different awards being presented, he probably realized he stepped in a little bit, and so he got up there and gave a speech about Richard Williams being a protector of his family, and I protected these two young actors. Man, that ain't got nothing to do with that, bro.
Was he still in character? Maybe.
Again, if I'm Chris Rock,
See,
I ain't trying to hear
thing.
none of that.
Well, he didn't say nothing to Chris Rock.
As I'm saying, like, so he tried to pass off this protector of family. I want to be a vessel of love and all this stuff. Like, he's clearly working through some stuff. And again, we all have things to work through. Like, I'm married to a therapist. I know everybody has stuff that they have to work through in life. I get it. There's no excuse for how he did Chris Rock. Again, Chris Rock's a better man than me. Will wouldn't have got off the stage. He wouldn't have made it out the building.
All right, so we're going to land this plane. We just wanted to drop a quick couple of bars about what took place at the Oscars. Let us know what you think. Drop a comment below. Be sure to tune out for more TVLP shorts on our YouTube channel at TheVisionLab Podcast. Make sure you're following us. A big shout out to Niyyah for being on the show.
Hey, the host of SMS Sensei.
Thank you.
We look forward to it. We look forward to it shortly. When you launch it, let us know.
You're going to be the first to know.
Much appreciated.
Already. Yo, we'll see y'all next time. Peace.